Nguyen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Nguyen, excuse me.
And thank you, Vice Chairman Lent, for your
mistake.
nice comment. Because we have two new commissioners, I'll just briefly discuss our very short litigation report. The first one is U.S. Walker and River. That's about claims to the Walker River, and it's been ongoing for several years, and it's still ongoing. There are still confidential settlement discussions being conducted, and we hope that we can resolve it without litigation. Again, really still in discussions and no significant updates. On the Hage matter, as I'm sure everyone knows, a final ruling was actually entered or issued on August 2, so last week, and it was in the amount of approximately $14 million. That includes the principal and interest. And there was an interest hearing, a hearing on interest back in May. It was held in Reno. I attended that, and I met the current U.S. Attorney General in charge of that case, and he did a great job, but unfortunately, he did not get the ruling that he asked for. The clerk entered the final ruling on August 5, and based on my discussions with the U.S. AG, they have until October to appeal, and he promised that he would keep me posted on whether they appeal. Their process is basically he makes the recommendation, and his management decides whether to appeal. The third case that is on this is the Carson Lake and Pasture case, and I know at either the last meeting or the meeting before, Commissioner Cabin had asked for details, and I was trying to get that last night on my laptop, and unfortunately I couldn't. But basically what we did was we filed change applications for our water rights to move water to the Carson Lake and Pasture, and we asked for a higher duty because it's a pasture, and we got a favorable ruling before the state engineer that has now been appealed to the U.S. Federal Court in Reno, and all the briefs have been filed since October 2008, and we're just waiting to hear from the court whether he wants to have a hearing on it or if he'll just issue a ruling. And the fourth matter, Russell Elms, it's in the preliminary stage. I filed the answer on behalf of NDOW on Thursday, and Mr. Elms, the plaintiff, is not asking for any monetary damages from NDOW. He just wants what he believes is the head or antlers of an animal that he believes belongs to him. Case number 5, Great West Casualty. The complaint was filed, we filed the answer, and then they asked to dismiss it. So that case is over with. And I don't know the reasons. I just got a letter that said, would you agree to dismiss? And of course I agreed. And the last case we have is Ryan Christie versus NDOW. Again, in the preliminary stage, we filed the answer on May 21, and we're just waiting for the other side to ask us what they want to do. And not on this case, and it's not a matter that we are involved in, but the Twin Peaks Gather, that's a case that was filed by the same party that filed the challenge in DC in defense of animals. And, excuse me, and two different individuals. They filed in, I believe it's Northern District, it's a federal court in Sacramento, and they filed challenging the Gather out in Twin Peaks. And the director and I discussed this, and we, to determine whether we should join in the lawsuit like we did in DC. And the Twin Peaks Gather involves both California and Nevada, and we looked at the resources, and we didn't believe that we could contribute as significantly as we could in DC, so we decided to just kind of monitor that. But the last, I checked last week, or I guess just yesterday, and the TRO, the request for injunction filed by the plaintiffs in defense of animals, that was denied by the federal court, and they appealed that to the Ninth Circuit. And the last I heard was that they've also been rebuffed by the Ninth Circuit. That concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Questions? All right, let's move on. D.
Mr. Chairman.
Oh, sorry, I missed Mr. Cavan. Sorry.
So, new on the Carson, Lake and Pasture. So we've been almost 2 years now waiting a response. Is that normal, or sooner or later it just happens, or what? What's your sense on that?
It is very normal, but there is another party in this case, and I believe about a year ago, he's filed a notice of submission to kind of alert the court that this is something that has been sitting in. So the court is aware of it, and all I can say is it is normal.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Seeing nothing else, we move on. Report on laws regarding harassment of public officials.